Hello, I'm Lawrence Owen, and this is Sportscaster News. Now, over the past few months, there's been a lot of questions about how the NFL, the NFLPA, and the players, coaches, staffs, stuff like that are going to be dealing with the whole coronavirus for this upcoming season. Yesterday, the NFL, NFLPA released their beginning sanctions on training camps and how to deal with basically workplace environment during training camps and such. Uh, basically how to prevent have allow to have all these people question's been, what about when they're actually, the actual players themselves when they're on the field? Are they going to be made to wear, a mask or a face guard, like an extension of a shield, the visor to go down further? Well, J.J. Watt just came out and said that he absolutely refuses to wear a face shield. In an interview, he said, "My second year in the league, I thought it'd be cool to put a visor in my helmet. I was like, that looks so cool. I want to put a visor on." And I had it on for about 3 periods of practice, and I was like, get this sucker off. I'm going to die out here. So now you're going to put something around my mouth as well? Yeah, you can keep that. If that comes into play, I don't think you're going to see me on the field. Now, I understand as fans, we want to see football. All right, sports very important to us, but it's not life and death with us. We're not going to die from having a little bit of an extension or a year of no sports, or at least no football. It might feel that way, but calm down. Our lives technically are not in danger if we do not watch football this season. I myself would hugely miss it. I mean, that's where I make my living as well, right? However, we have to think about the players' safety first and foremost. And the thing is if they can't get on the field and be safe one way or the other, then they shouldn't be allowed to play. If they cannot have some sort of way of protection against this coronavirus to keep it from spreading, because all it takes is one player on either side of on either team to have it, and once they start playing, then bodies start mingling and everybody's breathing on each other, and it don't matter. The majority of both teams will end up having it. Then you'll have the coaches have it, you'll have staff have it, you'll have, everyone. It'll just spread like crazy and wildfire. We can't have that. What else we can't have? This stuff right behind me. All right, these helmets. You might think, well, wearing a mask ain't so bad. For you and I, it's not so bad. We need to put one on for 20 minutes to run to the grocery store or get a haircut or something like that. It's no big deal. Plus, it's a cloth mask. You can take it off when you need to, when you get back in your car or get home or something of that nature. Try putting something on over your mouth for 3 hours while doing a high impact, high energy event. I'll tell you what, the heck with that. Go ahead and put that face mask on, go outside, and for 3 hours, I want you to run suicide drills. If you don't know what that means, go out there, run 10 yards, run back, run 15 yards, run back, run 20 yards, run back, and then stop. Take a 10, 15-second break, then do it over and over. Do that for 3 hours, because that's basically what NFL players are doing. That all on its own is going to cause serious issues with lungs. You're not going to get the oxygen you need because you're breathing too heavy. You're not going to be able to get the oxygen in and out of that mask fast enough. Now, imagine a helmet like this or a face guard. All right, some people like Watt was talking about with just the shield over the eyes. if you're out in the sun, that shield amplifies the sunlight and the heat. If you ever been to a game in the stadium during the summer, it is very hot and you're up high. The players, if you've ever played football down on the field, it is a good 10 to 20 degrees warmer on the field than it is in the stands. Plus you're running around and playing. Now, put a guard on that's amplifying the sun. You're like, well, it's darkened. That just helps with the lighting. That has nothing to do with stopping the UVs and stuff. Now, put it over your face to where not only is it going to be hard to breathe because of simple mathematics, your carbon dioxide is not going to be able to get out fast enough to let the oxygen back in. It's going to heat up the inside of your mask. So, and then plus the extra added, light hitting it. Those guys will fall over in a matter of minutes playing with something like that on. It's just not possible. We can't expect NFL players to play under those kinds of circumstances. You're still here? Awesome! Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoy it, please smash that like button and hit subscribe. That way, you're known when I come up with a new video here on YouTube. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. I plan on going live starting this Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Conversations, man. You want to know what we're going to have that conversations for? Right down here where it says Twitter. Type that into your web browser. Give me a follow. Everything that I talk about, anything that I am getting ready to post, any kind of video that I'm getting ready to stream or upload, you'll find out when I type that right out there on Twitter, man. Don't forget sportscaster.com. That's my actual job. That's where I work, right? I am Sportscaster NFL News. Me, Joe Nubo, Ray Rout, we discuss all sorts of stuff NFL news related every day. So don't forget, I appreciate you watching me here, but you can get a lot more information in these little links here. Don't forget, check out the description below, because at the very bottom of that description is where you can support my channel and help ensure that my content continues to be uploaded and broadcasted to you so that you know exactly what's going on in the NFL. Now let's get back to the video. The NFL is going to have to find a way to do this, or just not have NFL at all. I would much rather leave the players' safety as best we can than watch football. Because I would not want them to catch the coronavirus and spread throughout all the teams. I sure as heck wouldn't want them to fall down due to heat exhaustion or carbon monoxide poisoning. Right? Or carbon dioxide poisoning. Lack of oxygen. No one wants that. Yeah, the mask might look cool, but it's just not relevant. It's not something that's logical to use. And I stand by J.J. Watt and what he says. And I think most players would feel that way. And this isn't motocross, because that's what those helmets right there look like, motocross, right? And if you're looking for a face shield that goes down further, that's going to affect your play as well. When you look down, that face shield will hit, your chest. You ain't going to have any movement in your head. You ain't going to be able to look side to side because it's going to hit your shoulder pads. Not to mention the problems that I already talked about. This is not a good thing. This is not something that needs to be established right now. if there's a way to make sure 100% that all NFL players are 100% healthy before they play, maybe they all take a test before the game. Maybe all players that are on the field has to take a test the night before to make sure that they do not have corona. And that way, those that pass the test, because you may not have symptoms, but you still may have it. You know, that whole 2-week thing that everybody knows about. Maybe all players have to take a test the night before the game. And at that point, from the point they take the test, they have to be secluded among themselves, isolated for that night. And then when they are cleared, then they can join the team as a team and then play the game. And only those that pass the test can play the game. That might be an expensive situation that we're looking at, but at least it would help with players' safety, especially on the field. We're not putting them through the rigors of not only playing a high-impact, high-energy game without being able to breathe effectively. And then on top of that, you know, given a chance to actually contract something that people like Von Miller who have asthma or something, you know. Now, there's also rumors, well, if you've already got it, you can't catch it again. You don't know that. The coronavirus hasn't been around long enough to be able to fully say that that is true or not. So this whole herd mentality, get everybody, I've joked about it in the past streams, but that don't mean jack. Get everybody together, have them contract it, get it over with, then they don't have to worry about it no more. That does not necessarily mean that can happen either. And who in their right minds would legitimately force someone to contract a disease that has even a minuscule chance that not only could kill them, but they're going to suffer through it as well. I mean, in most cases, this is worse than having the flu or pneumonia, right? No one should be forced to go through something like that, even if the chances of it becoming critical are slim to none because these players are health-wise at their peak. You still shouldn't force them to go through something like that. Now, I've seen these tests, and they are awful. I've had one. I had an influenza test a year and a half ago where they stick like this Q-tip. Now, I've seen these ones where they have like these long sticks, and it's not even bendable. They just go straight up and then back. That's nasty. All right, no. That looks god-awful harsh. I know they have the Q-tips that they have that go way back, and it's got like a plastic phalange at the end, and it's an awful feeling when it happens. But it's not necessarily painful. It's just, oh my goodness, it's horrible. Yeah, if you've ever had to sneeze real bad, now multiply that times 10 and then keep it like that for a good 5 minutes, and that's what it feels like to have one of those kind of flu tests, okay? It is not comfortable at all. It's an awful feeling, but to make money and play a game, I'm sure the players would go through that once a week rather than have to force wearing one of these helmets or a face guard or something like that, or have a chance of going out there and playing against someone who has contracted it. I mean, it's been many months now. There are plenty of tests out there. It's not like when it first happened back in February, we're like, we have no corona test. We have corona tests everywhere. We have plenty of them. The NFL's got the money. They go out and hire a medical company to go out and buy loads and loads and loads of these tests. You know, I mean, get it taken care of. Let's make sure that the players that are there that are playing are not in a situation where they may contract this. That's all I'm saying. And this kind of stuff here, let's not have that or guards, because I mean, really, you don't understand unless you put yourself through a situation like that. There's no way. Unless there's air conditioning and actual oxygen pumps sucking out stuff and pushing it back in. And if you got mechanical stuff going on in there, that's going to be taking away from the whole idea of the helmet in the first place, of being able to protect yourself, because you'll have to remove a lot of your safety padding and stuff like that. So it's not something right now that we have the technology for to keep it safe for our players. Or at least I don't think we do. If we do, it's like super secret and the government's been hiding it because NASA's using it out in space. Which is possible, but about. So thank you so much for watching this. Those are my opinions about guards and helmets and face masks. And until next time, I'm Lawrence Owen with Sportscaster News. And as usual, I want you to have a good one.
Just because a player's not a household name doesn't mean we can't make him a household name.